Hello again everyone. Okay, here's a continuation video of the stealth hunter run that I was doing. At this point, there's no point in having more stealth. At this point I turned to the gunslinger so that I could have a higher jump, and the icebreaker's the only other thing you really need. I just equipped my high level armour so that I could get more damage out on my shots, but that's pretty much all that's needed for this cheese. There is a way to jump over so that you actually have to do a bit more killing, face to face, which is harder to do because you've got to jump over and get the jump right. You've got to kill the sword bearer first and use your sword swipes to get yourself over there. But this way is much easier, except when you can't jump. Yes, so this way is much easier. You basically activate the bridge by running down to that pad that I did just down there, and then there's a series of jumps that I'm about to show you just here. So I'll shoot where you need to be jumping, just to show you. So you're looking for this little alcove just in there. It's this little triangular alcove, and then jumping along a little bit more. This second spot, by the way, if you're a warlock or a titan, you can just jump directly to it. You don't need to jump to that first area. It's just a lot more tricky to jump up here as a hunter. So then you're looking out for that little ledge over there. And you can just land on the edge of it. You've got to be careful not to slide off. And you've got to be careful not to be a fool like that. So yeah, sure, I could have cut these bits out and shown you a clean jump up there, like I imagine a lot of other people do. But hopefully this will make you guys feel a little bit better if you're trying to do this yourself and are slipping and sliding off. So it's not the easiest thing in the world. It's not too difficult, but yeah, as you can see, I've failed a few times. And don't worry, this isn't going to be a video full of fails. I don't mess up again. But I thought some of you would appreciate me leaving that in just to show you that everyone is human. We all make mistakes. And I've made plenty more on other runs that I've done that haven't been recorded. So don't feel bad if it takes you a few times to try and get used to this, if you are wanting to use this method. Once you're here, you just jump straight up a little bit and get onto the edge of this. Try not to jump up onto the left side of that ledge, because that will slide you off. Jump onto the right hand side of it. Another thing you'll notice I do is, as I'm pointing out where I'm going to be jumping to, I then look down. The reason for that is so that as I jump towards it, it's in my view and I can see my landing better. If you're trying to land on a very thin area and you're not looking where you're going, you can overshoot it or you can undershoot it and then you fall off. So I generally get an idea of which direction I'm going to be jumping in, and then I dip my view so that I'll be able to see my feet, essentially where I'm going to be landing. It makes it a lot easier. So once you're up here, something to do with you being far enough away from the original play, you can see the enemies start spawning on the opposite side. And then it's simply a case of shooting them all. So this bit is going to be quite boring, guys, unless you want a good laugh and laugh at my missed shots. There's a fair few. One thing I did notice is that when you're sniping from this far away, the sights don't perfectly match up. So if you're aiming exactly on an enemy's head, you'll probably end up shooting over their head. So if you aim a bit lower, aim for the neck, then you'll get your headshot. But yeah, there's a fair few terrible shots in here, so feel free to skip ahead if you want to. I will put up other text prompts here telling you when other enemy types do appear, like that, the knights. So we're killing the knights, then we've got the wizards that turn up, and then the ogres will turn up. It's the ogres that you need to kill. Once you've killed both ogres, then you'll be able to complete this section, and the bridge will auto-complete. So it's cheating, it's cheesing, it's exploiting. It would be nice if these things didn't exist. If Bungie were a bit more careful with the workarounds, making sure that we can't do things like this. but the mechanics have been programmed in such a way that it allows you to do it, and therefore people are exploiting it. Some people hate cheeses, some people like them. My personal position on it, I'll do it to save time. I have 3 characters I run through here a week. I'll pretty much try to get 2 characters to go through and do the raid properly, using the proper tactics on each section, and not trying to cheese any of it. But then for my 3rd character, just in the essence of saving time, I'll usually, come through with my hunter, and just solo through it, using the occasional cheese. It's useful, it saves time, but you do feel cheap when you're doing it. Very, very cheap. But not everybody has ridiculous amount of hours throughout the week to be able to get everything done. Especially if you need to grind some money, if you need to grind some engrams, if you need to grind your bounties. Yeah, it can certainly take up a lot of your day. I think in future I'll look into some music as well, see if I can get some music put across onto my PS4, some royalty-free music, and then I can play it in the background on these silent bits. This is the reason I use Icebreaker. You can see that I keep running out of ammunition and I'm waiting for it to charge back up. Without this, you'd need synthesis packs, and a fair few of them. Just to give you an example, you can see the numbers that are being pushed out as I'm hitting these ogres. Now this is with a fully 331, leveled up Icebreaker. I'm a level 31 as well, so I'm pushing in the damage there, but if you're a lower level, or if you don't have Icebreaker, you can just imagine how many shots it's going to take with your other sniper rifles. So, if you don't have the Icebreaker, then you are going to need a lot of synthesis packs, and then, personally, I don't think I'd use this tactic. I'd only use this if I have the Icebreaker. And obviously, if you've got the Icebreaker and it's not fully leveled up, it doesn't matter. This is just about, the ammunition. It'll take you longer, but it's still as simple. Similar method can be used when you've got a full group. This works great on my own because I can make the jumps, whereas I know some people, they haven't quite played as many jumping games, platform games as I have, so they may find the jumps difficult. So what you can do is you can have one person come in here, get up here, and then have the other people join them, and they'll all appear dead, and then you just stay up here and snipe them. Or if you want to do this as a team, you can go over onto the left side, onto the pillars, and you can have a warlock with their super ready, with I've forgotten what it's called, Flameborn I think. Everybody jumps off, dies, and then when they're about to be resurrected, then the warlock once their resurrectable timer is ready, the warlock then jumps off, gets himself killed, and then self-resurrects. The tower I'm on about is the one bottom left of the screen there, the closest to the abyss, the gap, the chasm. And then you can resurrect everybody, and you can snipe as a team from there. It's a shame there's so many chooses on this. And as I said earlier, one of the other methods is to kill a sword bearer. You jump up on one of the high platforms, and then you basically just jump as far as you can across, and then use your swipes with your sword to take you the rest of the distance. But it can be quite tricky, especially with a hunter.